dimensional beings and claims G-LOC unlocks out-of-body consciousness. He's convinced that non-human intelligent life exists among us and that such entities may exist in other dimensions. He claims that G-LOC makes our consciousness leave the body, allowing us to see beyond the room while being outside of the body. Robert Bigelow has long been fascinated by supernatural phenomena and has invested millions in researching mystery behind consciousness, UAPs, and extraterrestrials. He's well known in the space industry. His company makes special inflatable space modules. Some of these modules have been tested on the International Space Station. He believes that aliens are already here on Earth. In an interview with CBS in 2017, he said he was absolutely convinced of their presence. He explained that there has always been an extraterrestrial ET presence among humans. He also said he has spent millions of dollars researching this topic. According to him, people don't need to travel far to find aliens because they are already here. However, when he asked for details about his own experiences, he refused to share them. Bigelow had already been funding various individual UFO researchers, but in 1995 he decided to set up his own research organization, the National Institute for Discovery Science, NIDS. He invited several luminaries of UFO research to participate, including Hal Puthoff, Jacques Vallée, and John Mack. Not simply a UFO organization, NIDS also probed the question of whether there is life after death. Its hotline and later website would take your reports of mysterious black flying triangles, but it also solicited reports of cattle mutilations, visits from entities, essentially ghosts. In 1996, NIDS started investigating Skinwalker Ranch. This was a cattle ranch owned by the Sherman family, who had reported strange events like UFO sightings, animals being mysteriously harmed, and visits from unknown beings. Bigelow found these stories interesting, so he bought the ranch and set up a team of researchers to study it. For the first year, nothing unusual happened, but later reports suggested that something strange did occur, which caught the attention of a U.S. Senator named Harry Reid. Senator Reid had been interested in UFOs for a long time. A journalist told him about NIDS, and since Reid already knew Bigelow, he got involved. Reid even attended an NIDS meeting where experts discussed UFOs and other unexplained events. He became very interested in the topic. Over the years, Reid continued to follow UFO research, even though his staff thought it might make him look bad. In 2007, Bigelow introduced Reid to James Lakatsky, a scientist working for the U.S. government. Lakatsky had read a book called Hunt for the Skinwalker, which described strange things happening at the ranch, like UFOs, ghostly lights, and mysterious creatures. He was so fascinated that he shared the book with others in the government. Lakatsky visited Skinwalker Ranch himself. During one visit, he claimed to have seen something floating in the kitchen, an object that looked like a cover of a music album called Tubular Bells. After this experience, he became convinced that the strange events at the ranch needed further investigation. But Lakatsky knew that the Pentagon would not officially support an investigation into something like a haunted ranch. So he and some of his colleagues created a secret program called the Advanced Aerospace Weapon System Application Program, AAWSAP, to study these unusual events without drawing attention. Bigelow, who was also involved in space technology, helped Lakatsky connect with a U.S. Senator named Harry Reid. Reid then brought in two other senators, Ted Stevens and Daniel Inouye, and together they convinced the government to give them $22 million to fund the secret program. Publicly, the program was supposed to study new aerospace technology, but in reality, it was investigating UFOs and supernatural events. The program was designed to look like a regular research project about flight technology and energy. Nowhere in the public document did it mention UFOs or paranormal activity, except for a vague reference to human effects, quote-unquote. In truth, the project was set up to study UFOs and unexplained events at a place called Skinwalker Ranch, which is in Utah, which was known for strange occurrences. Only by organizing applied organization applied to be part of this program, Bigelow's own company, BASS. His company replaced the previous group, NIDS, and openly stated that they would research UFOs. They conducted investigations both at their headquarters in Las Vegas and at Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Some of the government money was also given to the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, a group that collects reports on UFO sightings. The money was used to improve MUFON's database and investigations. BAS also built its own database for UFO research and spent time studying supernatural activity at Skinwalker Ranch. In addition to investigating events at the ranch, they looked into other UFO cases, including the famous 2004 Tic Tac UFO incident where the Navy pilot recorded a mysterious flying object off the coast of California. In his interview with Bigelow, award-winning journalist George Knapp asked if the entities at Skinwalker Ranch would be investigated through the Bigelow Institute for Conscious Studies, which he founded in 2020 after his wife passed away. Besides, he wondered what if they are among us, can they also be considered alien? Bigelow said, well, if you follow the literature and pay attention to a lot of other kinds of sources, they absolutely are. And further, Bigelow shared his personal experience and losses that prompted his interest in life after death as well as UFOs. He talked about possible links between consciousness research and UFOs. He also asked about the risks of trying to establish communications with the unknown. That's been mainly what I've been doing, except for the Skinwalker Ranch for the 20 years, as the space world has been huge in my life to pursue the legitimate parochial kind of, using fire engine rockets to get you there. We did not expect anything like this to happen, and so there is the difference. This is the Holy Grail and is different than the second Holy Grail. If the second one is beings, ET, then the first one, is there any part of your consciousness that survives your bodily death? That's the big one. That's a huge story, and that's gigantic, he said. And this is on Hows and Whys by Vicky Verma. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.